What happens in many movies in Hollywood is that some people come to the present from the future and tell about the dangers that are going to happen in the future. Then they save from them. So many of us imagine time travel is a very complicated concept. Now we are going to give you a simple situation. You have to tell what happens in it. Suppose you imagine like this. If a person from the future goes into the past, stops your parents from meeting and stops them from getting married. Now, can you exist in the present and watch this video? Just think once. This is a very simple and hard question, right? What we want to say is that even a very big situation like saving our planet and using the time machine seems valid to us. But a simple situation in which our existence is dependent, our mind will break to answer it, right? So, guys, let's try to find the answer to this question in this video. Let's watch A Time Travel Can Change Our Future. So watch this video completely without skipping anywhere. So what do we need to know before this question? What is this time? Einstein is the first scientist to realize that time is not a constant quantity. As we are going fast in the deep space, time becomes slow. Einstein's special theory of relativity tells us that space is not a flat or rigid area. Our universe is fit in different dimensions. It is in a curved shape. Simply, it is a variable. Any shape can be mixed in it. Einstein named it space-time. According to this, any object with more mass in space or objects with less mass in this space-time dimension will be attracted to its side. If many of you listen to this time concept for the first time, you may not understand what I am telling you now. But don't worry, because I am going to explain this concept very simply for you. Suppose imagine a trampoline in a spherical shape. If you place a ball with a little more weight in the center of this trampoline and put some small balls around it, they will rotate and finally go to the ball with more weight. If you observe carefully, the ball has become a center point for all of them. It attracts all the balls that are there towards it. In the real world, Sun is doing the same thing. He attracts the planets around him towards him and keeps them in a fixed orbit. Now imagine like this. What happens if a small ball goes out of the trampoline? Theoretically, we can do this and go out of the time trap. If our atmosphere goes out of orbit in some way, we may find new worlds and new time systems there. Interesting, right? If time is not constant, the biggest question is how we can travel in the way we like in time. The most easiest and practical way is speed. If we can match a speed to the speed of light, then outside time will be slow. Then we can travel to the future. To understand this, we are going to talk about a practically proved experiment. Physicists did an amazing job to prove this. They took the help of two atomic clocks. Atomic clocks can measure precise time. They can also cast small differences. They placed a clock in a high-speed jet aircraft. They placed the second clock on stationary Earth. The conclusion of this experiment is that the time in the clock in the aircraft is slower than the time in the clock on the Earth. But this difference is very, very small. If you travel at the speed of light, your time will be slowed. But for the rest of the people living on Earth, the time will be the same. Theoretically, if you stop traveling at the speed of light, you will observe that you are in the future. The second most famous method for time travel is wormholes. The word wormhole originated from Einstein's theory of general relativity. In 1935, Einstein and Nathan Rosen proposed an interesting idea. They said that bridges exist in space. They combine two different space-times. With this, we can travel for 1 billion light years in a very short time. For this shortcut, they named it Einstein-Rosen bridges and wormhole. To understand the wormhole, the simplest method is to take a piece of paper. Mark 2 points on both sides of the paper. The wormhole folds the paper and creates a shortcut between the 2 points. With this, we can go to another solar system. But this theory is completely hypothetical, because till now, no scientist wormhole observed. Stephen Hawking's belief is that wormholes can exist and they are constantly formed near the quantum scale. We need a huge amount of energy to capture them. This is only possible in theory. Because of the general theory of relativity and the incompatibility of quantum mechanics, no one has been able to prove it so far. What physics predicts is that wormholes collapse at all times. If any object enters it, it will be crushed. Even if a time traveler travels through some light years in a wormhole, we cannot say that he will come out again. If anyone says that the wormhole is always working for time travel, it is when the mouth of the wormhole is open until it comes out. Negative energy or dark energy is required to do this work. It has not been discovered yet. Now the question is, if time travel is so difficult, who made it so famous? Many people strongly believe that time travel is possible. Some people also said that time travelers are already in us. Now let's observe some such events. In December 2008, a 400-year-old book was written by a Chinese researcher. Then they found a watch in the size of a ring. The time in it was about 10 hours and 6 minutes. Such watches are always made in Switzerland. But 400 years ago, Switzerland did not have such a position. And even in that timeline, there were no such watches. But this watch is more likely to be related to a time traveler. The second event is about the Altai Mountains in Mongolia. While exploring the cave of 10 feet, they found a mummy that is 1,500 years old. And that mummy is wearing red-colored shoes. There are 3 white stripes on the shoes. We can see that on the latest shoes that we have today. But how did the 1,500 years old mummy wear such shoes? It is very difficult for us to tell the truth now. What is time now? How to travel in time and go to the future or the past. So now let us imagine a situation. Suppose a time traveler breaks a space and time lost through a wormhole and travels to the past. Then he somehow prevents your parents from getting married. So will you be in existence now? The answer to this is yes, you will definitely exist. Because you are already in existence. No one can change this point by going to the past. We call these situations as paradoxes. To put it simply, if we change our present into the past, our future will not change. There will be a closed time loop there. I hope you will get a clarity through this video. Comment below how you feel about this video. If you like this video, like and share it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe now and activate the bell icon next to it. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.